groovy.
Hello, and welcome back to another cult horror movie review. By the 1960s, science fiction had started to lose its popularity compared to the 50s. There were not as many movies being pumped out every year. I just guess it was time for a new cinematic trend to take over. But some sci-fiers managed to still honor the genre when they were released, and one of the best examples is Village of the Damned, a well-balanced mix of science fiction and horror that will get under your skin. But just before we get going, if there's a cult horror movie you would like me to review, just leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts and feelings on Village of the Damned. In a small charming village in England, people suddenly faint for no apparent reason. Later, those same people wake up and something really strange has happened, because all of the women, whether married or not, have become pregnant. Fast forward a few years later, all the women have given birth to strange children who develop extremely fast, are very intelligent, and most shocking of all, have strange glowing eyes. George Sanders plays a scientist named Gordon, who tries to understand these extraordinary children, but as the people find out these kids are capable of telepathy and don't use it for everyone's best interests, things start getting out of control. What I realized is that the evil children only really appear like in the last good half hour. The movie is pretty well paced, and it lets infuse a sense of something wrong is happening. I found it very interesting how the film plays on the internal conflicts happening in the village. When the townsfolk understand that these kids are not their own, it creates a real sense of tension and mystery. Everyone is drinking quietly at the bar, and no one is talking. Whatever those children are, which isn't very clear, they are hella creepy, let me tell you. Omnipotent beings that can read people's every thoughts and feelings and make them do things against their will? Creepy ass kids. They're also stone cold and have no emotions. In that sense, this reminds me of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, another movie where otherworldly beings come to Earth and take the form of people. I say otherworldly because that's one of the theories that's proposed by the people in the movie, that these kids are some sort of alien entity, but like I said, the story is never clear on that, which makes it even more interesting. Yes indeed, I found Village of the Damned to be a pretty good movie. It's got solid acting, lots of eerie atmosphere, and like I said, some creepy ass children that you do not want to mess with. What I found interesting is that the story is based off a book called The Midnight Cuckoos, and the rights to the story were bought by the studio even before the book was released. I think they could already tell if this story was going to be a success, and it was. People loved it back then, and they still love it today, and I'm one of them. 4 years after its initial release, there was a sequel made, and then, of course, in 1995, John Carpenter, of all people, released a remake that was supposed to be bad, but who knows, maybe I'll give it a peep. But for now, I positively recommend Village of the Damned. It's really a great classic science fiction horror movie.